How do you hold a kid that you know is really a 5th grader or a 6th grader, in reality, to an 8th grade standard? How do you
Well,
how do you
we touched on that yesterday when we talked about what is our situation, which is one of the questions that we talked. Like I said, we talked about yesterday, not yesterday, day before. And when you think about how much it helps you understanding how to redirect that eighth grader who is socially fifth grader, academically potentially a or third grader, and emotionally a second grader. You know what I mean? Like having that knowledge, when we talk about G.I. Joe, knowing is half the battle, having that information forces us to now deal with things differently than we have. I feel like teachers who've had the experience of a broad spectrum of teaching from elementary through middle school have an advantage right now because they see the behaviors and seeing them in their correct age appropriateness. So to redirect them now, even though in your mind you're like, I shouldn't have to say this to a seventh grader, I shouldn't have to say this to an eighth grader, but you got to realize that these kids are not there. And this is not something. And teachers, please don't go back to your classrooms and use this as a weapon to be like, you're technically a grader sitting in my classroom, and that's why it's so hard for me to do this. That's not what we're saying that you need to do. But what needs to happen is there needs to be a conversation with your students so that they can understand developmentally where they're lacking